All right, welcome back. Glad you're still with us. The show is Your World, and of course, from celebratory mode, let's switch gears and of course talk about, the role that is enabling trade in Africa through tech. And joining me in studio this morning to, of course, help understand more on the same, we have Dan Okoth, who is General Manager, Sandy. Thank you very much, for coming by this morning. Can we just start with the basics, right? Sandy, someone who's tuning in today for the very first time and thinking, okay, I have never had that, if they have never had it, because we have, right? Yeah. Let's just understand what Sandy is.
Yeah, it's an honor to be here, Winnie. Thank you.
Karibu Sandy.
So for you to understand Sandy Supply, you really need to understand Sandy. And what's our mission, Sandy?
Yeah.
So our mission is to enable businesses to trade with ease. And you understand, for businesses to trade with ease, they need markets.
Yeah.
And for markets to work, they need finance, money, and also they need logistics. So what Sandy Supply does, Sandy Supply connects retailers to manufacturers and importers in real time. So let me paint a picture, a clear picture.
All right.
So there's a mini mart in Embakasi or Ruaka, and they want to restock their shop. So through Sandy Supply platform, they're able to log in, place their request, and the manufacturer is able to receive this request in real time and choose a payment mode that they want. They're able to pay now or even pay later. Oh, wow. And at that point now, Sandy comes in and delivers the item to that particular mini-mart in Embakasi or Ruaka.
Makes everyone's work easier.
Exactly.
Without them necessarily being there, in person to physically say, nataka hii, nataka hii, saves a lot of time, right? But then again, they usually say behind every business, or behind any idea, there's usually like a need, right? Yeah. And for Sandy Supply, what exactly inspired you to someone just have this? Is there a specific need that you noticed, you know what, businesses are actually struggling in this sense, and this is how we can come in? Yeah.
So for Sandy, we've been doing logistics for the last several years.
Yeah.
And we noticed there was a huge gap. And a lot of manufacturers, we were doing logistics for them, noticed there was a huge gap. They were focusing a lot on modern trade. And the general trade, which was the bulk, over 70%, it was very hard for them to access products and access financing. Right. And that's why we built Sandy Supply, so that you're able to connect the small-scale businesses with these manufacturers and offer them financing, as well as deliver their items, fulfill their items at their comfort. So they're able now to concentrate on their core business to make sure it's working well and not focus on maybe restocking their shops.
Yeah. All right. And of course, usually when it comes to not dealing directly with a manufacturer, having to deal with someone in the middle, there's usually that question of, number one, will I get my products? And number two, will I get my products, in good shape, in good form? But most importantly, in good time, right? And this is where you come in.
Exactly.
So just help us understand, so then how do you make all these things possible to make sure that, yes, the manufacturer is happy because they've got orders, but also the business owner is happy because they have sufficient supply of the things that they need?
Being a marketplace, a B2B marketplace, what we're able to do is that we're able to provide the retailers with a platform. And through this platform, they're able to place a request, see the request in real time, see the orders, and we connect them to multiple suppliers, not only one.
Okay.
So initially,
also they have choices.
They have choices.
Okay.
Initially, what used to happen, Winnie, is that you'll have the retailer or the mini-mart with a black book, which has the names and the names of manufacturers and distributors and large wholesalers. So problem comes in if there's rain, if the book is rained on,
Yes.
And
you lose everything.
The first thing in the morning, they wake up is call and just, to get to know the prices. And there was always that truck that's moving around, so that they have to wait for it.
That's true.
So what Sandy does is that it gives them that visibility. They're able to track their packages. They're able to choose their payment option. The connection is real time. The manufacturer is able to see these orders in real time, process them, and then you pick and deliver them. That gives them the peace of mind. And from what we've seen the last few years, we've seen the numbers really double up.
All right. So, and of course, the question might be then, what kind of businesses do you mostly deal with? Do you have like a special niche, or you're mostly general?
So currently on the Sandy Supply angle, we deal with mini-marts. These are, if you look at all residential areas, there always that shop, convenience shop that you're able to buy your normal goods, sugar, rice, cooking oil. We also deal with hardware, the cement, the metal, the nails. We also deal with wines and spirits, and they've mushroomed all over. So we're actually providing them with the Sandy Supply platform. For Sandy, we also deal with social commerce, and I was just listening to the young candidates, and some probably didn't do so well, some did very well. I just want to encourage them. There's hope. So if you want to start an online commerce, then Sandy is able to fulfill, not only fulfill, but also provide you with the marketplace and also financing.
All right. And of course, why specifically this, and not maybe deal with, for example, like the huge, businesses? Why specifically this ones? Or is it more of let's start with this ones and then as we progress slowly to the big business?
So our goal at Sandy is to enable businesses to trade.
Yes.
And just like I've mentioned, for businesses to trade, they need market.
That's true.
They need a market.
That's
and for
true.
markets to work, they need financing and they need logistics. So we're positioning ourselves to actually enable these businesses to trade with ease by providing them with these particular tools where they can be able to get connection, fulfillment, and financing through our third-party financiers in real time.
Okay. All right. Now, in terms of then the traders, right, like we said, they're seeking these convenient solutions that they need, right, for their businesses. So Sandy satisfying these demands, where would you place yourselves? Because there's also like, cropping up of some of these companies that are dealing with logistics. So Sandy, right? How then do you make sure that you satisfy these customers?
So by providing them an end-to-end solution. So one is that not only just the fulfillment bit from point A to point B, but there's also the storage bit that probably they might need. There's also the financing bit that the customers might need. And through all this, then we're able to give them an end-to-end solution. And that's what we've seen. They're able to now work for them and be able to do more on their end.
Okay. So when you say providing them finance, right? Someone might be curious and thinking, okay, there's money. How do you do this?
So we partner with our third-party financiers, and we call it the buy now, pay later option. So the way we provide it for the Sandy Supply is that we provide this mini-mats with stock. So the financing is in form of stock.
Okay.
Of course, the connection, the third party might require certain documentation just to know them very well. And then from there, if they qualify, then they're able to get this financing to be able to order more stock. And also from a logistics perspective, we're able to pay our drivers beforehand, of course, so that they can also this we've seen eases their cash flow.
That's true.
The driver sometimes they they need the money to either add to put fuel, mileage, and etc. So we've been able to also help them with that on the logistics side.
Okay, and I can understand that because sometimes again you want stock measure, you don't have the money to do so. So I really like that aspect of fine. What you can still get you stock, and then we can make the arrangements on how you're going to finance this later, right? But now also that question of storage, because there's so many, for example, like online, shops don't have anywhere to place their products and stuff. So again, what form of storage, like in what form do you also help them with the same?
So when we started off logistics, we noticed that it was not just movement of goods from point A to point B. Yeah, there was a lot that it entailed. And one of it was, customer, the social commerce. For example, you're selling your beads or the bracelets, this young, and Kenya is a very entrepreneurial country.
Oh yes.
So
everybody's like a business owner right now. Yeah.
Everyone has a side
That's
thing,
true. That's
so
true.
we noticed that just providing them transport point A to point B was not really, will not suffice with them. That's why we came up with fulfillment centers where we could be able to store their goods for some time. And then when the orders come in, their work is to generate the orders. When the orders come in, we're able to pick these goods and deliver to their customers.
Okay.
Remember, delivery and logistics has been very, very expensive. You will find that it's almost 30 or 40% of the amount that you're trading or that you're selling. So what we did is that we wanted to reduce that, we deliberately to reduce that cost up to about 13%.
Okay.
So that they're able to now scale their businesses.
13% is really, really good.
Yeah.
So do you have like specific areas, locations where, you store, let's say, a business owners, for instance, like the goods, and then once they have the order, once they generate the order, it's very easy for them to, for you to actually just pick them up and do the deliveries.
Yeah, so currently we have a fulfillment center in Nairobi on Mombasa Road, and then also we have multiple hubs in different locations, Rongai, just to mention. And also as you move out the country, Kisumu and the towns, we still also have hubs. And the whole idea is just to make it very easy for these customers to get there. You know, last mile has always been a critical aspect when it comes to the e-commerce and the social commerce. Yeah.
All right. So comparing to when you started and right now, where you are at, where would you say the progress, I mean, how would you say the progress has been for Sendy Supply?
The progress has been immense, and Winnie, the ripple effect of these mini marts and hardware is just being able to, one, source for goods reliably, you know, focus on their core, two, you know, competitive pricing, three, delivery. In most cases, they will not be really sure when will the delivery happen. And actually on the aspect of competitive pricing, we've seen this ripple effect to the households because they're able to spread that, or they're able to, you know, push that, reduce the cost also to the households, so that they're able to sell more. So yeah, we've seen there's a huge impact in terms of just, you know, these mini marts being able to source and restock their shops fast enough.
Yeah. Something that surprised you during this process of growth.
Yeah, so what was really interesting is that, and I can paint for you a picture.
True.
You know, post-COVID, what will happen is for the mini marts, like I mentioned, they'll have like a black book, a call. You know, for the manufacturers, and the distributors, they'll have like agents who go on the ground, and their work is to pick the orders. So when actually COVID happened, what really was what surprised me was the level of customers embracing technology.
Yes.
You know, everyone was, you know, being able to use the mobile app. And the mobile app at some point, even in Kenya, was unheard of, you know. Right now they're able to, you know, place their request, you know, track their request, you know, they're able to, you know, chat on intercom and tell you where is my goods, where are my goods, you know, etc. So that was really surprising.
In terms of the uptake,
yes.
of the same.
Yes.
So then what will this look like post-COVID?
It's a way of life now. I see, first of all, from a supply perspective, there's a disruption. You know, initially there are traditional barriers, like, you know, mini marts, you could not connect to the manufacturer.
That's true.
Of course, there was like an MOQ, minimum order quantity. So with this particular platform now, it's become a way of life. Like this, the first thing the customers do when they wake up in the morning is, you know, to log into the app to see what are the price points, where's my delivery at, you know, and place. And also we are seeing a lot of replica of such applications coming in as well. So just to say that, or just to attest to the fact that this is the next norm.
It's a way of life.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier on, you see, once you place an order, you know, sometimes it's difficult, number one, to trace, you know, your order, and number two, yes, you place order, for example, a certain amount, right? For example, you need what, like 50 pairs of shoes, you know, to sell. But then again, when the order comes, you have like 48, and you're like, wait, where's like the 2 pairs of shoes, right? So in terms of then making sure that the customer gets their order as they ordered through, again, Sendy Supply, do you sometimes have to go the extra mile, make sure you track these things very well, make sure that the order that, you know, the person ordered is complete and, you know, according to your client's satisfaction? Do you sometimes find yourself in a place where you have to go the extra mile?
Yeah, that's really interesting, and I think that's what validates now e-commerce, and I think that's why a lot of people are still skeptic, you know. Will I order? If I order this thing, will it come? You know. So what we do, we've gone the extra mile and just build a platform for the mini marts or for the buyers. They're able now to track on their own, you know, and see, oh, actually my good is in a nation center. What is it doing there? You know, it's supposed to be maybe going towards Ruaka, or it's supposed to be going towards a different direction. So what that does is that with that ability of tracking, gives them a peace of mind. They know they have visibility, which is really critical. The next thing is that we've trained our drivers, we've vetted our drivers, we've given them customer support kind of, you know, training, so that they will talk very well to customers.
Customer service is important.
Extremely.
Important,
extremely. And the other bit also is just to, you know, make sure that, you know, something can happen on the road. So there's also the insurance bit, and we've had certain partnerships so that the customers can have peace of mind when it comes to the logistics side. For the mini marts also, they get free transportation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is really important for them, because they're able now to make more margins.
All right. Okay, so mini marts, hardwares, and of course there's other types of businesses, right? But now we see a lot of cropping up, especially, and I think I mentioned this earlier, in terms of like online businesses. They're not as big, for example, as a mini mart. Maybe someone is just starting out and thinking, well, you know what, I need need to work with a platform that can help me, yes, increase, for example, my visibility, but at the same time make sure that I have my products on time, and in as much as there might not be like huge orders, I can still get my orders and still do, the deliveries, right? So do you also accept such that it's just people who are just venturing into businesses?
So right now, our major focus is B2B.
Okay.
And B2B right now, we're focusing on the mini marts, the hardwares, the wines and spirit.
Okay.
But from our Sandy Fulfillment Center, we're able to also pick their stock and fulfill them. We're able to help them fulfill this stock to their customers. So also that we provide them, and that's where the facility comes in, and they're able to store, and then we pick and drop. Also help them with collection of payment, all that.
Yeah.
But right now, our main focus is on the B2B
is on
side.
B2B,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And then again, so when it comes to expansion, because like I said, this is where you are at right now, right? And of course, as a business, I don't think you want to just stay there forever, right?
Yeah.
Of course, there's also plans for expansion and all those things. So what are your plans? What are your expectations, as far as just expanding?
Yeah. So right now, when it comes to the supply, our major focus is Nairobi and Greater Nairobi. So, and if anything is moving, then it's moving from Nairobi to the other parts.
Yeah.
But Sandy, we are a Pan-African company. Our focus is in Africa. And one interesting thing about Sandy is that all our engineers are African. Everything we build in-house, and being a Pan-African, we are looking at the different areas. We've already set base in West Africa. Of course, we are working in East Africa, Uganda, Kenya, and soon we'll also be launching in South Africa and North Africa. So we want to replicate what you're doing in Nairobi, Nigeria, to all these other countries, because the impact is immense.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it different in terms of business in the country as compared to also outside the country for you guys?
Yes, the demographics definitely are different. The things we look at are things like the payments, how do guys make their payment? It's still heavily a cash economy in Africa.
Kind of economy.
Yeah, so a lot of automation still needs to happen on that end. But the needs and the problems tend to be more similar. Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, looking again still on expansion of the same, what do you think will it take for Sandy to make sure that, yes, you have established grounds, in Kenya, and of course slowly expanding to these other parts of the region, that is the African continent? What do you think it will take for Sandy to also set base in those other countries, and also not only just set base but also excel?
And I think this comes back to our leadership. Well,
Yeah.
our CEO, Mesh, is really ambitious and aggressive, and he's done an amazing job in terms of just leadership. But all in all, it boils down to talent and the tech that we have. And I think if we're able to narrow down and multiply that, then we're able to really scale very fast in these countries and create like huge impacts in the different regions.
Yeah. And you also talked about an aspect of replicas, such platforms coming in. Of course, you set the pace, but then again, we see cropping up of some of the platforms as well. So in terms of then, what sets you apart, and what makes Sandy Supply that one platform that everybody should go to?
Very simple. Just focus on the customer.
Okay.
Yeah, we focus on the needs of the customer to ensure that the customer is always happy, is able to access the product in good time, and not worry about restocking, not worry about delivery, not worry about financing. And we've seen that with that, if you just focus on the customer, you'll never go wrong.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. They always say the customer is always right. But have you ever dealt with those difficult, if I can say, type of customers, and like you said earlier on, of course, there's a lot of training, that goes on to make sure that everything, you have an equal level playing field when it comes to both the customers, the manufacturers, and Sandy Supply as well. But have you just encountered those difficult customers?
Definitely.
And what happens?
Definitely. And that's where patience has to come in.
Yeah.
And more so, when you focus on the process, the lay down process, then it's very easy to address any customer, any customer issue. And the lay down process will also entail if the customer is agitated, or then there's something you need to do. And if you follow that, then it's very easy. It's very easy for you. But you don't also
be like, you are using my platform, and all those things. All right then. And of course, are you trying to, modeling in terms of the future and trade, right? And if so, then how? in terms of the modeling for Sandy Supply?
So yeah, just like I mentioned, we are breaking the traditional barriers through technology. I think one of them was, a mini mart just ordering from a manufacturer. There's like a minimum order quantity, and also the inefficiencies in the distribution. The manufacturers as well don't have like enough, trucks or enough, that supply chain as well. So with Sandy, we really helping just to bridge that and make sure that the manufacturers are able to sell more in terms of volume, because that's one of their key priorities. They're able to get feedback in real time, know what exactly their customers like. At the same time, the mini marts are able to, get these items quick enough, make more money, and and right now, if you go to the estates, you'll find the mini marts are really looking good.
A lot, yes.
And they're working on the lighting, because they're able to focus on their core, because things like delivery and stock and restocking is actually resorted.
All right.
So that's how we are modeling that out, for the mini marts and also for the manufacturers.
Okay. All right. Now that so now that is taken care of, and supposedly one is watching us now and thinking, you know what? Maybe I want to try. Maybe I want to try this. What is the process like before one joins Sandy Supply?
No, it's very, very simple. It's like downloading your food, or your taxi.
Your taxi app,
Your taxi app, just go to the Play Store, download our Sandy Supply app. You're able to sign up. Once you sign up, you're able to go to a landing page or a menu. You see the products that you want. You're able to request another point of request. You're even able to choose a payment option that I'm going to pay now, or pay later. Once the manufacturer receives that request in real time, they process it, and then Sandy comes and picks it and delivers it. It's very, very, very simple.
Okay. Yeah. Is there like some people that you consider, all right, because some apps will tell you, maybe up to this age is what the kind of people that we will allow. So are there maybe people that are excluded from joining Sandy Supply?
No, not really. Of course, if you are the legal age, 18 years and above, because there are things like wines and spirit, alcohol that, of course, you can sell to underage. But we don't have any kind of restriction. The most important thing is that you have to have a business, a mini mart or a hardware or a wines and spirit running, and you want to restock. Of course, when you have such a business, then you have also necessary KYCs, things like business permit, certificate of incorporation, your PIN certificate, and through all that, you're able to just come into the app, fill in the details, and then be set, ready to place your first request.
So how do you then verify that? Because remember, like we said, now everybody is like somewhat venturing into like side hustle, which is a good thing. And given the economy right now, of course, having an extra, source of income will be really, really good. But also in the same process, we have people who are very unscrupulous, right? So then how do you verify, either this documents or this person or this type of business before, allowing them to be part of your family?
So Winnie, one of the things that have made us really thrive very fast is partnership, and we partner with a lot of people. So for example, when it comes to verification, we partner with third-party verifiers who are experts in that. We're able to come and say, this document is not,
there's something that's not right.
This is not the right one. And when it comes to now financing, we also partnered with third-party financiers who are also experts in that, who are able to know what are some of the requirements they need, what are some of the things they look out for before they lend to these particular customers.
All right. Does that take like a bit of time in terms of like verification, just getting to understand this is a legal business, number one? Because again, we also have legal businesses running around, right? And like we said, the whole process of verifying, just making sure that this is a legal business and it is, it's true, they're legit, right? Does it take some time before verifying and all those things?
It doesn't take a lot of time, and that's the beauty of technology. So we've plugged in with a number of APIs and that can help us with verification, and of course through this third party. So for verification, it takes maximum 2 hours, max. But it should even be anywhere between 30 to 1 hour. But maximum 2 hours. Maybe there's an issue, or there's an issue with maybe one document, etc. But 2 hours.
Other than that, 2 hours max, and that's it. All right, very, very interesting. So then, what will be your parting shot really, as far as just Sandy Supply in general and embracing technology as well?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm really passionate and a tech enthusiast, and I'll just say one is that the candidates who just finished, and I think you had some.
Yes.
All is not lost. Africa has a young population, 70%. Africa is the next big thing, so we're in a very, very good position. And what Sandy will do is that on their next stage, whether passed or not, they just need to get the lessons, and then they'll be able to, be entrepreneurs. They can start small, or they can be able to do whatever they want. But there's Africa is actually the next big thing.
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is. It really, really is. Danako, thank you very much.
So
for coming today. 2 seconds.
I would say. So from a Sandy supply perspective, is you're a mini mart, you're a hardware, and you're wondering how do I restock my shop? It's very, very simple. Just go to the Play Store, or go to our website www.sandy.com, download our app, and you start restocking your shop.
That's it. As easy as that. I like that, and that is the beauty of technology, like you said. Of course, reason why we had to have this conversation that is enabling trade in Africa, that is through tech, and of course to help us with the same, Dan Okoth, GM, Sandy Supply. Thank you for your time this morning. And of course, on that note, we have to conclude the show. My name is Winnie Lubembe. On behalf of an amazing, amazing team who put together the show, we say thank you. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place for another interesting show. But for now, goodbye and God bless.